Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Alex. You can call me Default. And today, we're starting up a new series where I'm going to be going and I'm going to be ranking anime villain groups. Now, there's a bunch of different villain groups out there in anime. You've got the AKATSUKI, the Spada, you've got Blackbeard Pirates. There's so many different ones that we could go by. And I want to start off with the basics, and we're going to start with the AKATSUKI. And I'm going to be trying to do this like maybe every week. I can't promise 100% that's going to happen, but we'll see. But today, we are going to be starting off with the AKATSUKI, and, you know, I'm excited for this. The AKATSUKI is personally not my favorite villain group, but I feel like they're the most iconic one, and I feel like it makes sense to start with them. So that's what we're going to be doing today, and, you know, let's, I'm not going to waste time, let's just get into it. Alright, so, first off, let me, turn this down a little bit more. We gotta have the iconic music in the background. So, starting off, here is what our list is going to look like. Let me zoom it in a little bit more. But we've got, you know, our typical S tier, A tier. I wish these ads would just not be in the way. That's cute. We got S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier, F tier. I didn't put D tier, and then just not AKATSUKI. Because there are a few people that got thrown in here that just for some reason, literally are not even part of the AKATSUKI and they're here. So, that's pretty cute. That's fun. Man, how do I get these ads to close, dude? This shit is so annoying. Usually that's not even how it is on this website. But anyway, I'm gonna start off with, bro, okay, can these go the fuck away? Why are these on my screen? Genuinely, why are these on my screen? Close ad, thank you. Get out of here. We're gonna start off with Sasuke. Sasuke's not I wouldn't consider him AKATSUKI, alright? He was AKATSUKI for like 5 minutes. Would I consider him a main AKATSUKI member? Fuck no. And even if he was, I'm gonna be so honest with you guys, I hate Sasuke. He's literally one of my least favorite Naruto characters. I don't care. People can say his writing is good. I think his writing is really good in Naruto, the original Naruto series. If you like him in Shippuden, good on you. I'm happy for you. I do not. I've just never really been much of a Sasuke enjoyer. I think he's just so edgy. I think that, like, his story... Okay, listen. His story is compelling for a bit until you realize Itachi is just so much more interesting. He just is. Like, I don't know. Sasuke was trying to aura farm at, like, the Great Ninja Summit. And, like, I don't know. I guess he kind of got some moves in. But, like, overall, I just think Sasuke is just a very fucking corny character when it comes down to it. But he always has to ask every other person, yo, is what Itachi, like, the thing that Itachi did, is it true? He's asking Madara, he's asking, you know, well, Itachi told him, he had to ask fucking Danzo, like, dude, it just, I don't know, he just annoyed the fuck out of me. It just, I just hated Sasuke, and he's not even an AKATSUKI member, so I don't even know why he's on here. Next up, actual Madara. Again, he's not AKATSUKI. If he was AKATSUKI, he'd probably be really high. Like, he'd probably be an A or S tier. But he's not even an AKATSUKI, so I don't know why he's on this. I'm just doing this based on how this list is set up, so, you know, bear with me for, like, you know, some of these ones here. Toby. Okay, so, you know, actually, I want to save Toby for last, because Toby is one of the ones I want to talk about the most, and I feel like it'd be kind of disrespectful to just get him out of the way right to begin with. Zetsu. So, I remember when I first got into Naruto, I thought Zetsu was probably one of the coolest designed characters, because I love that he's, like, I don't know, he's split half in white, like, black and white. He's got, like, the fucking, like, vine things coming off the side. I just always thought he was a really interesting looking designed character, right? And, you know, during the Great Ninja War, all the little Zetsu clones really helped out the AKATSUKI. Like, you know, during that thing, like, you know, it really helped out Toby / Madara and Kabuto and all of them. So, I mean, it did kind of help with that. Were they fodder? Yeah, technically they were fodder. But, I mean, they were still definitely, like, you know, it was definitely something to add. Like, that way they actually had an army other than the reanimated ninjas. The other thing of Zetsu is, and, like, you know, not only that, but also whenever they would disguise themselves as people, and, like, there's that whole thing of, like, oh, what if they're Zetsu clone? Like, especially, like, during, like, the part of the Great Ninja War where you're kind of with Sakura, and they're trying to figure out, okay, who's the real ones and who's the, like, the fake, the Zetsus. I thought that was pretty cool. But Zetsu just loses like almost all of his aura after it turns out, oh yeah, guys, Zetsu is actually just part of fucking Kaguya, and he just literally bullshit kills Madara. So it's like, I mean, I don't know. He's just a fucking Kaguya glazer, and I hate Kaguya personally. So like, for me, where am I putting him? It's either between C or F. I don't know which one. I think I gotta give him like, I'll give him F. You know, he sucks. He kind of sucks. He doesn't even really have much presence. He shows up in the middle of Naruto, the original one, says like a few words and then dips. Like he just comes out of the ground and like spawns in. I don't know. He's whatever. Orochimaru. So in terms of like being a villain, I honestly don't fuck with him. He's kind of like the Diddy of like Naruto. Like I don't know how to describe him. Like he's just fucking weird. And he's not really even in the Akatsuki for that long. So I think ultimately I have to put him in an F. Like, he's not even really much of an Akatsuki, bro. Like, he's, like, in it for, like, one flashback, and that's it. And even then, like, I mean, it's Orochimaru. I mean, guys, just think back to this. Think back to the fight with Itachi and Sasuke, and fucking Orochimaru comes out of, like, Sasuke somewhere, and he's like, look, guys, it's me, Orochimaru! I'm actually not dead! And Itachi says, shut your bitch ass up! Fucking cuts him up, and fucking sends him to, like, the realm of, like, I forget what it was. It's been a minute since I watched Naruto, but I thought that was always one of the funniest bits in Naruto, that, like, Orochimaru tries to get in the middle of that fight, and it's like, nope, and you're dead. Get your dumb ass out of here. So I don't know, I'm gonna give him an F. I just really don't think he's, like, he's not even really part of the Akatsuki, so, like, I don't think that's fair. And even if he was, like, I just already don't fuck with Orochimaru. I don't care if he saved the day during the Great Ninja War. Like, you know, getting in the other Hokages, like the past Hokages. I don't know. I just don't fuck with Orochimaru. Alright, Pain. See, when I first got into Naruto, I honestly thought that Pain was, like, Naruto's brother or some shit. Because, like, they look very similar. They, like, I don't know. I ultimately just thought, like, Pain was just his fucking brother or something. And, I mean, I think technically they might be related because they're from the same clan, if I'm correct. But they're not actually, like, I don't know. I don't think they're actually related. But Pain is probably one of the best written characters when it comes to, like, Naruto. Like, I think his whole philosophy is very interesting. I think his whole, like, the whole war arc where he basically destroys the fucking Hidden Leaf village is just insane. Literally kills Kakashi. Literally killed Kakashi. And then he's like, you know, Naruto, your talk no jutsu really fucking, like, convinced me. Alright, I'll just revive all the people. I'm sorry for doing this. You're right. I have faith in you. And then, you know, comes back in the Great Ninja War. Comes back as, like, a good guy. And then he ends up getting controlled by, like, the fucking jutsu. Overall, I mean, I think, honestly, one of the best written characters in the Akatsuki, S tier. Hell yeah. Kisame. Kisame is another one where they're a really strong, well-written character from the Akatsuki. Kisame's whole thing of, like, him getting betrayed by his own fucking village, having to just constantly, like, what is the line here? I literally have a sign pop from him. And he pretty much says, this world really is full of lies. Like, you know, everywhere he goes, it's just fucking lies, dude. He's one of the more tolerable members of the Akatsuki, where, like, you know, he actually holds his ground. He's not just a fucking pushover that, like, gets folded. I don't know. Okay, I mean, to be fair, like, I would only really say there's, like, one or two members of the Akatsuki that are, like, kind of pushovers. But, like, but the thing is with Kisame, like, he's the one that's locked in. Bro is in there till the very end, pretty much. And he ends up killing himself. Because he really was dedicated to his mission. And, you know, it worked out. Because his mission worked out. He told them, hey, Naruto's over here training on an island. And, you know, he hid inside his fucking weapon. Like, shark skin. He hid inside it, which was fucking crazy. Like, it worked out like that. Because shark skin was like, hey, you know, I actually kind of like how Killer B is. I'm gonna, you know, stick with Killer B. So, overall, very fucking cool character. And then his backstory is just also really good. I'm giving him an A. I don't think he's an S tier character, but I definitely do really like him. Deidara. So Deidara is a very fun one, in my opinion. The thing with Deidara is I've heard a lot of mixed opinions on him. I hear a lot of people say they love Deidara. I've heard a lot of people say they hate Deidara. Me personally, I thought Deidara was a pretty fun character. I think that he's like, you know, he's this character that kind of seems like a pushover, but he actually knows how to fucking hold his ground. I mean, look at it this way. Him and Sasori were fucking up the Hidden Sand Village. They really were. Like, we saw how Gaara was. Gaara was fucking up Rock Lee real bad. And, like, he was, like, fighting, what is his name? Kimimaru? Like, dude, like, this is the same guy that was fighting Kimimaru, and he just fucking makes him look like shit. Like, oh my god, dude. Deidara was just crazy, dude. And I honestly think Deidara is, like, a really funny character. Bro's getting annoyed with Toby. Every time Sasori's around, he's, like, fucking around with Sasori. Him and Sasori, I like their dynamic. I think him and Sasori have a fun dynamic. But he's literally one of the always funniest bits that makes me laugh. He's like, Sasori, my man. Like, he always just calls Sasori his man. I'm like, dude, they're like besties, dude. You love to see it. And I mean, to be fair, if we're being realistic here, guys, should have beaten Sasuke. Should have beaten Sasuke. I really think he should have. Because, I mean, we saw what happened. Like, he literally was over here fucking, like, messing him up. And that final explosion, like, he should have won that fight. But, I mean, it's Sasuke, because, you know, he's the fucking, one of the main characters. Can't die to a character like Deidara. You know, he pulls that fucking shit and, like, hides inside of Orochimaru's, summon. The snake summon. I'm sorry if I'm not remembering some of these names, because it's been a minute since I watched Naruto, but, like, realistically, Deidara should have had that in the bag, bro. It's literally just because, you know, fucking Sasuke, Deus Ex Machina, fucking pulled a snake out of his ass. Like, I don't know what to tell you. But Sasori, or Deidara, I really like him. I think B tier is, like, kind of a fair replacement for him. So, these two are literally the same character. If we're being honest here. Obito and Toby, I'll just rake... Listen, I'm going to count Obito as not Akatsuki, and I'll put Toby as Akatsuki, because, like, I don't know. I mean, they're the same character. Anyway, you know what? Does not matter. Here, I'll put Obito down here. I'll do Toby, because Toby is the one... They're the same character, so I'll just roll with it. Toby Madara. Obito. Whatever the fuck you want to consider him. Honestly, one of my favorite characters in the whole series. Okay, listen. I know people are going to be mad. They're going to be like, well, Pain is better, blah, blah, blah. Obito's overrated. He did it because of a girl. I don't fucking care, bro. I think Obito is just such a fucking compelling character to me. He's the Naruto that took the bad route. That's literally what he is. He's like, he wanted to become Hokage, and everyone was always trolling him because he was weak or whatever. Even Kakashi was, like, getting up his ass. It was like Kakashi back then was kind of like Sasuke, but he didn't end up being like Sasuke because he's just actually respectable. And he's just not a crash out. But I think that Obito is just such a, like, really interesting and fun character. And even towards, like, the end there, you know, people are going to say, oh, well, he got hit with the Talk no Jutsu too. True, he did. I won't deny it. But I love that final part where him and Kakashi are, like, reuniting. Like, first off, they have their fight, which 10 out of 10 fight. But also, like, during that final fight with, like, Kakashi and Obito and Naruto and them fighting, like, Kaguya, dude, just, oh man, Obito's sacrifice just always hits home. It's such a fucking sad, it's like, you know, this guy was a villain, but then he realized his fucking ways, like, you know, Talk no Jutsu got to him, and just, I don't know, I just love Obito and Toby just so much. Like, I think the Toby personality can get annoying, don't get me wrong, but then he goes into Madara personality, hey, that's the Sikh voice on it, he's like, kidding, it is all part of my grand plan. Like, dude, Aura, holy... Dude, someone's gonna tell me how Obito does those voices, though. Like, how did he do it? How did he pick up that... Did he take voice acting classes and hiding? Like, what the fuck was that about? But, yeah, I really love him. I think he's just such a cool character. and he's just one of my favorite characters from Naruto. Sasori. Sasori is also just like one of the first Akatsuki members where like I think when I first saw Sasori initially, I'm gonna like stop the music now because you guys get the point. When I first initially saw Sasori, I thought that he was just a very, I don't know. I thought he was already kind of badass, right? He's this like weird slug looking thing that's like slouched over. He has this fucking deep voice. He's kind of talking like this, and he's like, "Fuck you, Datara. You're getting on my nerve." Like he acts like this fucking tsundere type bitch. But once he gets out of that stupid form, like once he's out of that ultimate puppet, and you get to see his actual like body and stuff, like he's just so much cooler, dude. I genuinely think okay. I think Sasori's backstory stuff, the fact that he turned himself into a puppet, the fact that he just like, I don't know, he just became so dedicated to the craft after like what happened to his parents, like I think it's genuinely such an interesting story. I think that like him as a character, I love his design. I think, you know, the fact that he's voiced by Johnny Yongbosh too, like, bro, it's just, I don't know, Sasori's probably up there as like one of my other favorite Akatsuki members, especially just based on design too. And his fight against like Sakura, like people always love to say Sakura's useless, but then like literally like look at that fight. And you're gonna, but some people are gonna say, "Oh, well, Granny Chio kind of helped her out because, like, you know, she was controlling." Okay, but I mean, Sakura's body was doing most of the work. Like, sure, she getting controlled? Yeah, but like, I mean, she held her own against him, and it was a good fight. Like, I thought it was really good. Um, it sucks that Sasori's the first like Akatsuki that like actually loses and dies, but either way, I mean, I feel like Sasori was a really good like starting point to see like how the Akatsuki are like really are when it comes to fights. I mean, technically that was the second one, because you know what happened with Kisame and Itachi, which we'll talk about them in a second, or you know Itachi in a second here. But yeah, overall, I really do love Sasori. I think he's a really well written character when it comes to all of that. All right, now we've got Konan. So Konan. See, while I do really like Konan, her backstory technically is very similar to, like, Pain's backstory. Like, they kind of just follow the same thing. I think she's kind of a more, like, yeah, I'll kind of just do whatever Nagato wants to do, because, I don't know, my lover's already dead, bruh. I'm just kind of, like, I'm just thinking of my other friend at this point. I think that she is still a good character. I think she's, like, still fun, and I love her, like, paper techniques. Like, dude, her ninja arts are just so fucking cool. The fact that she turns herself in the paper and she like flies around, makes the wings. That fight that she had with like Obito, oh man, the one thing that I will give Konan is I really wish that they just gave her more screen time, because I feel like she gets so little of screen time. It's really disappointing because she is a really cool character. She really is. It's just they don't give her enough screen time. She just, you know, she has her fight. You have her standing like guarding Nagato, like when he's like stuck with like the pillars in his back, and I mean that's kind of like it. Like I mean she doesn't get into like many other fights other than the one, at least that I can remember. I mean I think she involved in the fight against Jiraiya. Oh, you know, and that's another thing I did. Pain too. That was also like a really cool thing with like the path, the 6 paths of pain. I mean I'm already adding to a guy that we ranked, but like seriously though, Konan, I do like Konan a lot. But I just think that she's just not as interesting as Nagato. There's just not as much to work with when it came to her. Again, similar backstory, but just, I don't know, she doesn't really speak too much, and she also just, like, I don't know. I wish we got more of her. That's what I would say. Alright. I really don't feel like there's much to be said here. I mean, it's literally just Itachi. Like, look at my phone screen. Itachi. What is there to really say about Itachi that hasn't been said? I mean, he's like ultimately one of the best written characters throughout all of Naruto. Like, they might as well not even call it Naruto. They might as well call it Itachi, because most of the story literally revolves around like the shit that he kind of did. Him and like Obito, with like, you know, killing the whole Uchiha clan, like the whole fucked situation he got put into. It's just, man, like Itachi's just. I'm glazing really hard here. Listen, I know someone in the comment section is gonna say it. Like, you're glazing super fucking hard. But yeah, I mean, Itachi, the thing with him is just, you expect him to be this really big villain character. And I remember, like, when I first got into Naruto, before, like, I actually watched it, everyone would always tell me, oh, Itachi is, like, the character that's, like, you know, one of the best written characters in it. And I'm like, okay, alright, bye. And, you know, they're talking to me, like, because I got the whole plot twist of him spoiled ahead of time, like, somewhat. And I'm like, how do you redeem this character? Like, after I got into the point of the story where he's introduced, I'm like, how do you redeem this character? How do you, like, really make a guy that killed his whole clan, like, redeemable and, like, not a villain? Then you finally get his backstory, and it's like, oh my god, wow. This is crazy. This is actually fucking insane. This is what he had to go through. Just genuinely one of the most tragic fucking characters of all time, dude. Really is. And just his final moment he has of Sasuke after they had that fight with Kabuto is just like, oh man, makes me cry, dude. I mean, you can tell by my shirt right here, but like, dude, anime brothers, dude. Brothers to like main characters in anime, just like easily one of my favorite tropes of all time. And just, Itachi just does it so fucking good. But yeah, I mean, what is there not to say about Itachi that hasn't been said before? I mean, his like powers are very cool. He has like the really cool what is it called? The red Susanoo. Like that's also very cool. And I mean, he had the blade that like seals. It was either the blade or the shield that seals. I forget which, but it's just, dude, Itachi was just such a busted character. And then of course he died to anime sickness moment, like whatever it's called, like, you know, the thing that like they used to like kill off like the most overpowered characters, like he got it. That, I mean, it was also because of like the eye thing that he did, but you know, and then he comes back as like the what is it called, the reanimated jutsu, and you just get more of him, and it's like, dude, I fucking love Itachi, dude. Just one of the best characters, man, really is. But yeah, anyway, that's Itachi for you. All right, Hidan. So going into the series, I always thought Hidan had like one of the coolest designs. Like and by coolest I mean like, you know, he's just this dude that has pink hair. It's like slicked back. He has this fucking sick scythe, and I'm like, dude, okay, this guy has this crazy ass design. Surely he's gonna be like a really cool character, right? I fucking hate Hidan, dude. I think he's so fucking annoying. I hate his whole talk about what is it? Joshin? Is it Joshin? I think that's the god's name. Like, God, he just fucking annoys me, dude. It's just like all it ever is like, Joshin, yeah, I'm sacrificing you to Joshin. Yeah, like I'm gonna fucking sit in my circle here and spin my scythe around, and then just like, yeah. Like, I don't know, he has like a fucking, he reminds me of those people that pick a character in Smash Bros for a specific gimmick and that's literally it. Like, to me, Hidan is like the people that play King DDD in Smash Bros. And just constantly just do like, you know, the fucking up move and spam. And then like they do the suck attack and just shoot out and then they charge up the hammer. Like, he's one of those gimmick characters. Like that's how I kind of view Hidan. He's a fucking gimmick character. And he's not only that, but he's just annoying as fuck. So he literally is like a gimmick character, like personality wise and like move wise, like just a gimmick. And then he got fucked over by Shikamaru because like honestly, Shikamaru cooked his ass. He said, "Yeah, let me bait you to the woods and make you fall into a pit, and then you can't even reanimate yourself because you can't be immortal if you can't you know, eat or anything. You're chopped up, you're cooked." So, Buddy got packed, just sitting dying and like starving to death in the hole. And I mean, he killed Asuma, so I guess, you know, he gets that, but I don't know, I just fucking hate Hidan. I love his scythe, I love his design, but he's just, at the end of the day, he's a gimmick character. That's literally all he is. So for that, I won't give him F. I think I actually do kind of like him more than these two. But yeah, so I'll give him C. And honestly, just joining him in C, I'll put Kakuzu. And it's not even really that I hate Kakuzu, because I definitely like Kakuzu way more than I like Hidan. But Kakuzu is just like, he's a one-dimensional villain. He's like, oh, I'm in this for the money. I'm a bounty hunter. I fucking do this shit for money. Like, there's not really more to him. He's just, I don't know, bro said, yeah, I love to fucking, you know, I've been around for hundreds of years, and I'm a bounty hunter. I mean, I guess that part is kind of interesting, the fact that he's just been around for so long, because he has these, like, souls in his back that he has. I think that's definitely an interesting concept, but, like, you know, man, I just, I don't know. Kakazu is just like I want to like him so much more because his design is really cool. He's like the one character that's like other than Toby, he's like a concealed character. He's got this mask on and like this like thing covering his head, like the hood. Like overall, one of the more interesting like Akatsuki members design wise, or like more unique. But then at the end of the day, I mean, he's all he is just a bounty hunter. He's just I don't know. He's like there. He has his like cool techniques that he steals from other people, and like his soul's in the back of his in his back. And then like all he does is get hit by the fucking rosin shuriken, and it's like packed up. I mean, obviously he died like to or like he didn't die, but like he lost souls because of like Kakashi too. But I mean, Naruto's rosin shuriken, the move that like he was told to not do, just like one shots him, and it's like damn, fries in the bag, Kakazu. But yeah, I mean overall, I mean if we're looking at the tier list here, the Akatsuki is like kind of all over the place. You have really strong points, like right towards the top here. You got two really like somewhat solid characters that just kind of needed a little bit more, and then you have characters that are just like they would be more interesting if they weren't kind of like not necessarily one dimensional, but because I mean technically Orochimaru is just not a one dimensional character. He's just for one he wasn't in the Akatsuki for long enough, and two like I just don't fuck with him. But like for these three like they're kind of like I don't want to say they're one dimensional, but they kind of are like. Bro's only in it for fucking Joshi, and this guy's only in it for money. And Zetsu is just a fucking glazer of Kaguya. And I mean, he helps out Toby for most of it, but I mean, at the end of the day, he's a fucking Kaguya glazer, because that's all he was planning to do, was just like try and get Kaguya resurrected. So yeah, I mean, that's what we got. And then I might use a different tier list in the future for this one. But this is the villain group tier list. This is what the series is going to be, where I'm ranking the villain groups. So overall, where would I say that Akatsuki is at in terms of, villains and whatnot? I would say that Akatsuki, I'll give them an A tier. I don't want to give them an S tier, because personally, I definitely think that, I don't know, maybe I should give them an S tier. I think the highs are super high, and the lows can be kind of low. I think, I don't know, do we really let these three hold them up? Because, I mean, these 7 up here are pretty good. Fuck it. They're iconic. They're a good villain group. I'll give them S. They're fun characters. I mean, they are. They're, like, all really fun characters. They have all really good designs. And, like, even though some of their motivations are kind of cringe, like these 3, overall, I don't think that should kind of hold them up. Because at the end of the day, it's a fun villain group. It really is. Like, they're really cool. Really good designs. And I mean, they back up what they're doing for the most part. Like, they really do. So I think S tier is a very fair place to put them. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it for this, ranking villain groups, Akatsuki video, or, stream, or whatever you want to consider it. But let me know what villain group you want to do next. For me, I think I want to do the Espada from Bleach next, because I do have a lot to say about the Espada. They're one of my favorite villain groups. I don't know, I would say they're my personal favorite, but they are definitely up there. And, let me know down below what you guys think. But until next time, I'll catch you guys around. Keep it virtual.